Chosen one. You are not here by accident. Heaven has aligned this very moment with divine precision, pulling you into a revelation meant only for those God has marked. You are standing at the threshold of a supernatural breakthrough, a divine wealth transfer that has already begun moving in the unseen. The attacks you've been facing are confirmation of the blessing that is about to locate you. For no weapon formed against you shall prosper, and every force that rose against you is already falling. Chosen one. Open your spirit now. What you're about to receive will shift the atmosphere of your entire life. The darkness is disturbed because your spirit has been waking up. Something inside you has been growing louder, brighter, more aligned with God's voice, and hell has taken notice. There is a reason the attacks have not stopped. The enemy has studied you. They see the power in you, the purpose on you, and the unshakable tether between your spirit and God's hand. They know you are carrying an anointing that cannot be replicated and cannot be silenced. You are not just drifting through life. You are carrying a divine blueprint that threatens every strategy of darkness that was formed against your family, your future, and your destiny. And here is the truth: the enemy never wanted you to uncover. No attack launched against you can prosper because your destiny was written in a realm they have no access to. Your spirit was marked long before the battle began. Your light was ordained long before the shadows gathered. Chosen one, think deeply for a moment. If you were insignificant, the attack would have never been sent. The enemy never invests in what is harmless. The pressure you feel is proof of your potential. The resistance is proof of your relevance. You are a disruptor in the spirit, a carrier of divine authority, a walking interruption to every plan of darkness. This is why the attacks have come in cycles: financial pressure that felt unfair, emotional heaviness that seemed to appear out of nowhere, strange conflicts in relationships that should have been steady, and even moments where your own mind felt like a battlefield. I've walked through those same seasons, nights where the attack felt louder than prayer days, where strength seemed to leak through invisible cracks. And looking back, I now realize the attack is always loudest when heaven is preparing a promotion. Chosen one battle always intensifies right before breakthrough. You've felt that, haven't you? The way everything seems to go wrong at once. The way old fears try to creep back in. The way doubt whispers that this time you won't make it. That is not coincidence. That is spiritual warfare responding to spiritual acceleration. The closer you get to what God has prepared for you, the more desperate the opposition becomes. But listen closely. You are not defined by the battles sent against you. You are defined by the God who fights for you. And there is something else happening, something sacred. The closer you get to divine timing, the more your spirit begins to recognize the shift. You may not be able to explain it, but something within you knows a breakthrough is near. Something within you senses that this is not like previous seasons. Something within you feels that the delay is breaking, the resistance is weakening, and the divine transfer assigned to your name is finally moving through the unseen into the now. Chosen one. The spiritual trembling you've been feeling is not fear. It is heaven aligning your next chapter. You are stepping into a moment where chains break easily, where favor moves quickly, where doors open naturally, not because of your strength, but because of your positioning. Your spirit has been positioned. Your heart has been prepared. Your mind is awakening. The attacks are only proof that the shift has already begun. Before we pray, you must hear this. When an anointed one speaks, heaven listens. When you pray, the atmosphere responds. When you declare victory, the enemy retreats. Your words carry weight because your identity carries authority. And the prayer we're about to step into is not just a petition, it is a decree, a spiritual strike, a divine announcement that the enemy can no longer occupy the ground God has assigned to you. Chosen one, open your heart now. What comes next will shift the atmosphere around your life. Chosen one, let us go deeper, because what you are experiencing is not random turbulence. It is targeted spiritual resistance meant to stop a rising force before it fully awakens. The enemy is not attacking you because you are weak. The enemy is attacking you because of the magnitude of what heaven has placed inside you. You carry a spiritual weight that threatens every dark assignment sent to your bloodline. You carry a calling that shakes the atmosphere long before you ever open your mouth. This is why the enemy uses subtle tactics. They attempt to wear you down through exhaustion, distraction, confusion, or sudden financial strain. They know they can't strip the anointing from your life, so they try to make you doubt it. They can't undo the calling placed upon you, so they try to make you question whether it was ever real. They can't silence the voice God gave you, so they try to bury it under fear, anxiety, or mental noise. But chosen one, hear this with your whole spirit. Every spiritual attack is a confirmation of who you are becoming. Every storm that rises is a sign that heaven is preparing to reveal you. The presence of darkness is evidence of the presence of destiny. The attacks intensify when you are standing at the threshold of transformation. I have lived this. I know what it feels like when everything hits at once, when money dries up, when people shift, when unexpected conflict erupts from places you once thought were stable. I know what it feels like to walk into a season thinking you were finally catching your breath, only to have life push you back into the deep water. And every single time without fail, God revealed to me afterward, the pressure was not punishment. It was preparation. Chosen one, let me tell you something many never learn. Breakthroughs rarely begin in clarity. They begin in chaos. Just like a seed feels pressure before it emerges from the soil, your spirit feels pressure before it steps into a new level of favor, opportunity, abundance, and divine revelation. The shaking is not a sign of destruction, it is a sign of birth. This is why right now heaven is urging you not to misinterpret the season. You are not being crushed, you are being chiseled. You are not being punished, you are being positioned. What you're facing is not the enemy winning, it is the enemy panicking. Because something is shifting, something is moving, something is aligning on your behalf. Chosen one, you are stepping into a supernatural transfer spiritually, mentally, emotionally, and even financially. This is why the enemy is terrified, not because of who you were last year, but because of who you are becoming right now. They can feel the mantle settling on your shoulders. They can sense the authority forming in your voice. They can see heaven releasing what was delayed into your timeline. This is why your prayers have felt different. This is why your sensitivity has heightened. This is why your discernment has sharpened. You're not imagining it. You are evolving. You are stepping into alignment with a destiny that was written for you before you were even formed. And now, chosen one, you must prepare yourself spiritually. Because when heaven releases breakthrough, it does not come gently. It comes suddenly. It comes forcefully. It comes in waves that overturn everything the enemy built against you. You may feel the winds before you see the door open, but trust this, the door is already swinging. Before we go into deeper prayer, I need you to anchor this truth. Your words are not empty. When you speak, something moves. When you pray, something shakes. When you declare, something breaks. This is why the enemy fears your voice. This is why he tries to overwhelm your thoughts. This is why he attempts to silence your spirit. But your voice was forged in fire. Your authority was shaped through battles you never told anyone about. and now it carries the resonance of heaven, or chosen one. What we are about to unlock together is not just protection, it is activation, a spiritual ignition, a divine awakening of the authority inside you, the kind of authority that makes darkness flee, the kind of authority that breaks cycles, the kind of authority that opens doors no one can shut. Take a deep breath. Focus your spirit. Your breakthrough is closer than your fear, closer than your doubt, closer than the attack. You are stepping into a moment where heaven will respond to your voice. And now, chosen one, prepare yourself. What comes next is not just prayer, it is warfare. It is alignment. It is destiny. Chosen one, before we step further into prayer, you need to understand the depth of your spiritual authority. You may not always feel powerful, but the spiritual realm does not respond to emotions. It responds to identity. And your identity has already been established in heaven. You are an anointed one, marked, sealed, and set apart. This is why the enemy does not attack you at random. They attack you at strategic moments, right when you start to rise, right when you begin to dream again, right when you start to believe that something greater is possible. They wait for the moments your spirit begins to ascend, and then they strike. But this is their greatest mistake, because every attack only pushes you closer to your awakening and chosen one. Your awakening is already happening. You may have noticed it in small ways. The way your intuition has sharpened, the way you've become more sensitive to energy shifts in a room, the way you can sense someone's intentions long before they reveal them, the way your heart refuses to settle for environments that drain your spirit. These are not coincidences. They are signs that heaven has been upgrading your spiritual senses. I can tell you from experience, this kind of awakening rarely comes without warfare. Years ago, I walked through a season where everything felt like spiritual resistance. I would wake up tired, drained, confused, and not understanding why. Every plan I tried to build seemed to collapse. Every relationship felt strained. Every opportunity felt delayed. And for a long time, I blamed myself. But one night in the quiet, I felt a whisper in my spirit. This is not an attack of defeat. This is an attack of transition. And that changed everything. Because transition always attracts tension. Right before a blessing manifests, the atmosphere becomes unsettled. Right before a door opens, the hallway gets darker. Right before a breakthrough arrives, the enemy becomes louder. Not to stop you, they can't, but to distract you, hoping you'll walk away before the blessing shows up. Chosen one. You've been closer to the edge of breakthrough than you realized. That frustration you felt wasn't a sign of failure, it was the friction of elevation. Heaven has been shifting the ground beneath your feet, preparing you for a supernatural acceleration you didn't even see coming. This is why you cannot surrender. This is why you cannot shrink. This is why you cannot let the weight of the attack convince you to forget the promise. Because while the attack has been loud, something else has been louder, the divine timing of God aligning your next chapter. Let me show you the pattern. Before financial increase comes, financial pressure intensifies. Before new relationships come, old ones collapse. Before new doors open, old doors lock shut. Before blessings flow, distractions multiply. This is spiritual law. This is how heaven moves. This is how the unseen works. And chosen one, you must not misinterpret spiritual turbulence as personal failure. What you are facing is not evidence of defeat. It is evidence of destiny. You are being prepared for a divine financial transfer, a supernatural promotion, an elevation that your spirit has sensed, but your mind has not yet fully grasped. This next part is critical. Your words create movement in the spiritual realm. When you complain, the atmosphere responds. When you speak fear, the atmosphere responds. But when you pray, when you declare, when you speak with authority, heaven responds instantly. This is why the enemy works overtime to overwhelm your thoughts. If they can control your thoughts, they can control your words. And if they can control your words, they can distort your destiny. But the moment you speak from your identity, not your fear, not your frustration, not your exhaustion, everything begins to shift. And now, chosen one, as we move into this next declaration, remember this: your voice carries the imprint of heaven. When you speak, angels move. When you pray, resistance breaks. When you call on God, the atmosphere obeys. Prepare your heart. Your spirit is about to step into a new dimension of authority. Say this with me with depth, conviction, and fire in your spirit. Heavenly Father, I come before you as your anointed one, not defeated, not afraid, but awakened. I acknowledge the attacks around me, but I refuse to bow to them. You have set me apart. You have called me by name, and I stand today in the authority you placed within me. Every attack sent against my mind, my finances, my peace, and my purpose is broken. Every assignment formed in darkness is cancelled. I align myself with your timing, your will, your protection, and your destiny for my life. Chosen one, pause, breathe, feel that. That shift you sense is real. The atmosphere around you is responding. This is only the beginning. Chosen one, now that your spirit is open and the atmosphere has shifted, it's time to understand something crucial. The attacks you've been facing are not signs of abandonment. They are signs of activation. Heaven has been positioning you even when it looked like everything was falling apart. What you have survived is not just difficulty, it is evidence that you carry something the enemy cannot afford to let manifest. This is why the resistance has targeted your finances. The enemy knows that when a chosen one walks in financial freedom, their influence multiplies, their generosity expands, and their purpose accelerates. Financial attack is often the enemy's final attempt to stall a divine transfer. But even now, heaven is whispering, your provision is already written, already released, already moving toward you. Chosen one, every area where you experienced financial drought is about to become the very place God pours abundance. You've been asking, why am I being hit in the same places over and over? It's because the enemy tries to attack the area where God is about to bless you the most. The shaking in your resources is a prelude to supernatural overflow. The dryness you've felt is the soil being prepared for divine multiplication. And I know this personally. I've walked through seasons where the numbers didn't add up, where bills arrived faster than answers, where unexpected setbacks hit, right when I thought stability was finally coming. I remember praying for clarity, asking why God would allow me to face scarcity when my heart was fully surrendered. And slowly, through prayer and waiting, I realized something profound. My lack was not permanent. It was preparation. God was teaching me to rely on Him, not the system, not the job, not the plan I created, because what He was preparing to release would not come from human hands. Chosen one, the same is happening to you. You're being moved out of financial survival and into financial flow. The pressure is not punishment. It is a sign that a divine transfer is near. The heavens have already issued the order. The enemy is trying to interfere, but he cannot stop what has already been written in your destiny. This is also why relationships have shifted. Not everyone can walk with you into this next season. Some people were connected to your old level, not your new one. Some relationships were draining your spirit more than you realized. Some connections were tied to assignments that have expired. And though it hurt, though it confused you, though it made you question yourself, heaven was clearing the path. Chosen. 1. Sometimes God removes what you thought you needed to make room for what you truly need. The emotional turbulence you felt, the disappointments, the sudden distance between you and certain people, they are not random. They are divine recalibrations. Heaven is protecting you from relationships that would have weakened your calling, diverted your focus, or delayed your purpose. This is why your spirit has felt unsettled in certain environments. It's why you suddenly outgrew places that once felt comfortable. It's why conversations that once felt normal now feel heavy. You are not the same person you were even 6 months ago. Your spirit has matured. Your discernment has sharpened. Your tolerance for spiritual mediocrity has disappeared. That is a sign of elevation, not confusion. Chosen one. Hear me clearly, the attack on your relationships was never meant to isolate you. It was meant to insulate you. God is forming a circle around you, a circle of protection, purity, discernment, and destiny. You may feel alone for a moment, but you are not abandoned. You are being positioned for divine alignment. New connections, higher connections, kingdom connections are coming into your life. And now as you breathe in this new awareness, feel how your spirit expands. The stress, the confusion, the heaviness, it is lifting. You can feel it. Heaven is reorganizing your life. Heaven is preparing your next step. Heaven is removing what must leave and releasing what must enter. Chosen one, you are in the middle of a divine reset. And what comes next will not look like your past. It will not resemble old cycles. It will not repeat old patterns. You are stepping into a chapter that will make sense of every battle you survived. Chosen one. Now that the truth of your transition is settling into your spirit, we must address something many overlook. Spiritual attacks are rarely loud at first. They start subtly as emotional fatigue, mental fog, or a sudden heaviness that doesn't match your circumstances. You wake up drained, your thoughts feel cluttered, your confidence feels dimmed, and you wonder, where is this coming from? You must understand this. The enemy studies your patterns. They know when you're most vulnerable. They know when you're most discouraged. They know how to slip in quietly before the breakthrough manifests. But heaven has been revealing these tactics to you, even if you didn't recognize it as revelation. Chosen one, you have begun to notice things others don't. You recognize when someone's energy doesn't match their words. You sense when something is spiritually off, even if nothing obvious is wrong. You can feel the shift when a room holds tension, even if everyone is smiling. This heightened awareness is not a burden, it is an upgrade. It means your spirit is maturing. You are becoming spiritually alert, spiritually awake, spiritually armed. This awakening is why the enemy has tried to cloud your mind. Confusion is their oldest weapon. If they can distort your perception, they can distort your direction. If they can make you doubt your intuition, they can make you question your identity. If they can overwhelm your thoughts, they can weaken your declarations. But what they underestimated is the strength of your spirit. Chosen one. You have endured mental warfare that would have crushed others. You have survived emotional storms that would have broken people with less resilience. You have walked through dark nights where your only strength was a whisper of faith, but you still kept going. That perseverance has built spiritual muscle. And now heaven is positioning you to use that strength, not just to survive, but to ascend. I remember walking through seasons where my thoughts felt like a battlefield. Not because anything was wrong in the natural, but because something was rising in the spiritual. The enemy always attacks the mind of someone who is about to step into clarity. And let me tell you from lived experience, the heavier the mental warfare, the closer the revelation, the stronger the confusion, the greater the clarity waiting on the other side. Chosen. One clarity is coming for you, clarity in purpose, clarity in decisions, clarity in relationships, clarity in calling. The fog you've been fighting is lifting. Your thoughts are aligning. Your spirit is stabilizing. Heaven is restoring your peace, your focus, your inner knowing. But there's another layer to this. Spiritual attacks often intensify right before divine acceleration. The enemy can feel when heaven is about to move on your behalf. They sense when an opportunity is about to open. They sense when favor is shifting toward you. They sense when divine timing is nearing. And this is precisely when they try to distract you, discourage you, or derail you. But they are too late. Your roots are planted too deeply now. Your spirit is too awake. Your identity is too anchored. You are not who you were in past seasons. You have grown. You have healed. You have matured. Your soul has developed a resistance to lies that once defeated you. You have become spiritually unshakable. What the enemy didn't realize is that every attack has trained you. Every battle sharpened your discernment. Every hardship increased your authority. Every setback expanded your capacity. You are not a victim of spiritual warfare. You are a master of it. And now, chosen one, we must shift into the next realm of understanding. These attacks are not happening because God has abandoned you. They are happening because God has elevated you. Elevation always attracts warfare. Breakthrough always attracts resistance. Promotion always attracts pressure. This is the law of the Spirit. The enemy is not attacking your present. They are attacking your future. They are targeting the version of you that heaven is revealing. The version of you that walks in purpose with confidence. The version of you that carries financial abundance with grace. The version of you that speaks and atmospheres shift. The version of you that influences souls, opens doors, builds legacy, and breaks generational chains. Chosen one, the enemy fears what you are becoming. They fear the authority you are stepping into. They fear the impact your life will have. They fear the blessing that is on the way because they see it before you do. But hear this deep in your spirit. What is coming to your life cannot be blocked. What is written for you cannot be redirected. What is assigned to you cannot be stolen. What is promised to you cannot be destroyed. And now you are preparing to walk into it. Chosen one, breathe. Your spirit knows this is true. You can feel the confirmation rising inside you. What happens next will not be by accident. It will be by divine appointment. Chosen one. Now that the weight of spiritual attacks has been exposed, we need to step into a deeper revelation, one that most people never reach because it requires spiritual maturity, emotional honesty, and a surrendered heart. This revelation is about the true nature of breakthrough. Not the surface-level breakthrough people talk about on social media or in passing conversations, but the real breakthrough that shifts timelines, rewrites destinies, and reorders the spirit realm. Breakthrough is not something you stumble into. It is something heaven orchestrates and something your soul must be prepared to receive. It is not random. It is not accidental. It is not luck. It is alignment. Chosen one, you have been feeling spiritual pressure because heaven has been aligning things behind the scenes. Doors that were once closed are now weakening at the hinges. Opportunities that were delayed are being reassigned to your timeline. Blessings that were stored in the heavenly realm for appointed time are now being released. You may not see it with your natural eyes, but your spirit has already sensed the shift. That's why you've been feeling an unusual stirring. A heaviness mixed with expectation, a pressure mixed with hope, a spiritual tension that feels like something is about to burst open but hasn't yet. That is the sign of divine transition, not just change, spiritual transition. You are stepping out of one season and into another, a new dimension of authority, a new depth of clarity, a new level of supernatural provision, a new flow of divine wisdom and discernment. But for many chosen ones, this transition feels like warfare, when in reality, it is birth. Breakthrough always comes with contractions. Look back on your life honestly. Every major shift you've ever experienced, every blessing, every promotion, every open door was preceded by discomfort. A shedding, a shaking, a stripping away. You lost friends, you lost habits, you lost environments, you lost parts of your identity that were no longer aligned. At the time it felt painful, it felt chaotic, but afterward you saw clearly heaven was clearing the path, and now it is happening again. But this time is different. This breakthrough is not like the others. This one is generational. This one is foundational. This one sets a new spiritual standard for everything that comes after. This one is linked to your calling, your destiny, your assignment. Chosen one, this is the breakthrough that shifts your entire life forward. But here's what many don't realize: when heaven prepares you for a breakthrough of this magnitude, it often feels like you are being stretched. You feel tired even when you sleep. You feel hungry even after you eat. You feel restless even when you rest. Nothing feels comfortable. Nothing feels familiar. Nothing feels predictable. This is because God is expanding your capacity. He is strengthening the inner structure of your spirit so that the blessing He is about to release will not break you. This blessing is too heavy for the old you. The old version of you would have mishandled it, doubted it, questioned it, or sabotaged it. But the new you, the awakened you, is ready. And I want to tell you something deeply personal, something from my own walk. There were seasons where I prayed for elevation, prayed for blessing, prayed for increase, but the attacks intensified instead. I didn't understand it at first. I thought something was wrong. But later, looking back, I realized what I couldn't see. Then heaven was testing my endurance, not to punish me, but to prepare me for what I asked for. Because a blessing you are unprepared for becomes a burden, and a breakthrough you're not spiritually grounded enough to hold becomes a battle. Chosen one. This is why God didn't answer earlier. This is why some things took longer than you expected. This is why doors didn't open when you first knocked. It wasn't rejection, it was preparation. Your spirit needed stretching. Your discernment needed sharpening. Your heart needed healing. Your roots needed depth. Heaven protects you even when you don't understand the timing. And now the timing has shifted. This is your appointed moment, the season the enemy tried to delay, the chapter they tried to prevent, the moment creation has been waiting for the manifestation of the chosen one. But hear this clearly: breakthrough is not just a blessing, it is a responsibility. When heaven elevates you, the spiritual realm takes notice. Angels move, assignments change, new authority is granted. And yes, resistance may rise, but your spirit will rise higher. Chosen one, you are ready. The hesitation you once carried has been burned away. The doubt you once felt has been replaced with discernment. The fear that once paralyzed you has been replaced with quiet courage. You have changed more than you realize. And now heaven is placing something in your hands, something sacred, something weighty, something prophetic, and the attacks you've endured were simply the final confirmation that you are ready to carry it. Chosen one, prepare your spirit. Chosen one. As you move deeper into this spiritual unraveling, it becomes clear that the battles you faced were never just random attacks. They were targeted strikes against something heaven placed inside you long before you were born. You carry a mantle, not just a calling, not just a purpose, but a divine assignment woven into your spirit at the moment of your creation. And whether you realized it or not, your entire life has been shaped around this hidden mantle. Every challenge, every heartbreak, every delay, and every unexpected storm was preparing you to grow into what heaven ordained. Now that mantle is awakening. This is why you can no longer return to old habits, old versions of yourself, or old environments that used to feel comfortable. You've outgrown them. The battles you survived stretched you beyond the limits of who you once were, and now you can feel internally that you are not the same. Your discernment is sharper, your intuition is louder. Your reactions to spiritual tension are immediate. Heaven has expanded your capacity, and shrinking back is no longer an option. I know this feeling well. There was a time when I didn't understand why I felt things so deeply, why my emotions shifted so suddenly, or why certain rooms felt heavy when others insisted nothing was wrong. For a long time, I thought something within me was unstable. But later, through prayer and clarity, I realized heaven had been tuning my spirit, sharpening my awareness, training my intuition, and refining my sensitivity. It wasn't weakness, it was preparation. God was strengthening the inner structure of my spirit, because the assignment on my life required a higher sensitivity. Chosen one. The same is happening in you. The pressure you've been feeling is not emotional imbalance, it is spiritual calibration. Heaven is tuning you like an instrument before a performance. The inner stirring the need for silence, the sudden clarity about people, the discomfort with noise and superficiality. These are signs that your spirit is aligning with your divine assignment. You've already noticed the evidence, sudden flashes of insight. An unexplainable peace in moments that should have shaken you. A quiet knowing when something or someone is spiritually off. Dreams that feel like messages, not imagination. A pull to pray without knowing why. A hunger for truth that goes deeper than curiosity. All of these shifts are signals your mantle is rising. And this is precisely why the enemy fought you so fiercely. He wasn't terrified of your job, your income, or your relationships. He was terrified of your impact. Because once your mantle activates, heaven backs you in ways that the enemy cannot counter. Doors begin to open. Opportunities find you. Your presence carries authority. Your words shift atmospheres. Your prayers break resistance. You become a threat without trying. The enemy tried to break you before you grew into it, but you survived. And now, not only did your mantle endure the warfare, it emerged stronger. Chosen one, your mantle is no longer dormant. It is rising, and what rises now will reshape everything ahead of you. Chosen one, now that your mantle has awakened, you must understand something that many never grasp. You are no longer living in the same spiritual landscape you once knew. What you have stepped into is not simply a new season, but a new dimension, a higher spiritual altitude where the air is thinner, the vision is clearer, and the calling is weightier. This is why things around you feel different. This is why familiar places feel foreign and old versions of yourself no longer fit. Heaven has elevated you, and elevation always comes with transformation. In this new dimension, the attacks you once feared no longer hold the same power. The heaviness that used to overwhelm you now reveals itself as a sign. The doubts that once whispered loudly now fall silent in the presence of your clarity. You aren't just enduring anymore, you're discerning. You're not just hoping, you're aligning. The veil has lifted, and now you see the spiritual world with a maturity that only comes through fire. This is the birth of your spiritual authority. And with authority comes responsibility. Chosen one, heaven has entrusted you with influence, not the kind measured in numbers or applause, but the influence that shifts atmospheres, breaks cycles, heals hearts, and awakens others. People may come to you without knowing why. They may feel peace around you without understanding it. They may sense strength in you that they've been searching for in themselves. This is not coincidence. It is your mantle in motion. But heaven wants you to know this as well. You are not entering this new dimension empty-handed. Everything you lost, everything you cried for, everything you surrendered, none of it disappeared. It was transformed. What felt like breaking was actually refining. What felt like delay was actually positioning. What felt like loss was actually divine exchange. And now the exchange is manifesting. Chosen one, a divine release is unfolding over your life. Not a trickle, but a flow. Not a temporary uplift, but a permanent elevation. The same areas where the enemy attacked you the hardest, your finances, your relationships, your confidence, your identity, are becoming the very areas God is pouring supernatural restoration into. Your financial drought is turning into overflow. Your broken connections are being replaced with divine partnerships. Your wounded identity is becoming spiritual authority. Your moments of fear are becoming testimonies of courage. You are stepping into a life where breakthroughs become normal, clarity becomes constant, and blessings come with ease because your spirit is aligned, your mantle is active, and heaven is backing every step you take. Chosen one, you are not rising by accident. You are rising by assignment. Heaven has declared over you what no attack can undo. You are chosen, you are covered, you are equipped, and you are stepping into the greatest chapter of your life. Walk forward now. The path is open. The doors are unlocked. The mantle is alive, and everything that was once against you will now testify on your behalf. Chosen one, as we come to the close of this sacred moment, breathe in the truth that has been spoken over you. You are not leaving this video the same way you entered. Something has shifted, something has broken, something has awakened. The spiritual attack that once pressed against you has now become proof of the power rising within you. Heaven has moved and the atmosphere around your life has changed. Chosen one, hear this in your spirit. You are standing inside your Kairos moment. The divine timing you have prayed for, waited for, cried for, it is unfolding now. The supernatural transfer you've felt, stirring the breakthrough you sensed, but couldn't articulate the protection you've been craving, it is already in motion. Heaven is not preparing to bless you. Heaven has begun. Walk forward with reverence. Walk forward with expectation. Walk forward, knowing that what comes next is not chance, but calling, not coincidence, but confirmation. The angels assigned to you are already working. The doors meant for you are already unlocking. The burdens that weighed on you are being lifted one by the hand of the Almighty. Chosen one, stay aligned, stay prayerful, stay surrendered. The anointing on your life is not fragile, it is fortified. And every step you take from this moment forward carries the imprint of divine purpose. If this message stirred your spirit, let your voice echo in the comments. Speak your faith. Declare your victory, and if you feel led, subscribe and stay connected to this sanctuary of light. Go now in peace, in power, and in prophetic certainty. Your breakthrough has already begun.